Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I got a request to do 2 looks using my BeBella Cosmetics Oh Poppy palette. So I did do a first impressions video of the entire BeBella Cosmetics Flower Feels collection, and this palette is a part of it. So if you did not see that video, here is what the inside looks like. So it's just a really pretty warm orangey red toned palette, and I was really impressed with the quality in the first look that I did in that last video. So I was, of course, super happy to use it again today. So I am going to be creating 2 looks with this palette. So if that interests you, then keep on watching. Alright, for this first look, the first shade I'm going to take is this matte yellow right here. And this is the shade She's Blooming. So I want to start by just packing this right in the inner portion of my crease and lid. And this is a little bit of a fluffier packing brush, because I want to be able to pack the color down but also blend it up into the crease a little bit as well. And I'm just focusing as much as I can right in this inner portion of the eye. And I did want to mention, I don't usually say this in my videos, but I do always put down a small little layer of concealer before starting any eye look. I got a comment on one of my previous videos asking me if I put any sort of base down, and I forget that I don't usually mention it, but I do always put down concealer whenever I start any of my looks. Alright, the next shade I want to take is the one right under that last shade we did, and this is Secret Garden. And similar to what I did with She's Blooming, I'm just moving over slightly and packing the shade down on the lid and slightly working it up into the crease. This shade is so pretty. It's almost kind of a neon orange, and I really enjoy it. And I'm just starting with kind of placing the colors first and not really worrying too much about blending right now. I just want to work on building up the shades before I go in and blend all of it together. Alright, next I want to take Sunray, and we're just slowly getting into the darker oranges now, and focusing this one more towards the outer portion of the eye. Just really working on that nice gradient. And it is looking a little messy right now, but I will, of course, go back in and blend all of the shades together and build them up a little bit more. But I just want to get kind of the initial shape of the look down first. And the next shade I want to take is Poppy Petals. And this is just going to go right in the outer portion of the lid. And I'm slightly angling this outer portion. Just so we get a little bit sharper of an outer corner. I'm loving this little gradient from yellow to red. So like I said, I am going to go back in and build up these shades and blend them together a little bit more. Alright, next I want to take the shade Free, and this is on an e.l.f. blending eye brush. And I'm just going to run this right along the top of the look, just to blend out the very top. I want this to be a somewhat structured look, but I don't want it to be a super harsh line up top. Alright, so since we have such a matte look right now, I want to bring in one of the shimmers. This is the shade Springfield. And I'm just using this one on a flat little line brush. And I want to bring this just right along the lower lash line. And I'm not bringing it down too much. I just want it to be pretty tight right to the lower lash line. Alright, then for the inner corner, I want to take the shade Darling. And we are just going to pop this right in there. And connect it a little bit on the lower lash line. And that will complete this first look. I'm going to go add some mascara and I will be right back. Alright, so here is the final look. And for this look, I used my L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. So I really like how this look turned out. I love the matte shades in this palette. I think they perform really nicely and they blended really well together and built up to a good pigmentation, which I am very happy about. Obviously, I didn't really use that much shimmer in this look, but I am planning on using a little bit in the next one, so we will be able to see how those really perform in a bigger area than just the lower lash line. Let me know what you all think of this look, and with that, we can get right into the next one. Alright, for look number 2, we are going to start with Pretty in Pink right here. And this is just going to be my crease shade. So just running this through the crease and working it out slightly to blend. The shade is super pretty. I really like more pinky tones like this. I think it's super cute. And this is a fairly pigmented shade right off the bat, which is really nice. Alright, the next shade I want to take is Ravishing. And I'm just going to be putting this slightly lower in my crease. Just to start deepening up the look. And I am using a smaller blending brush for this one as well. I have been really loving this palette. I think it is so good. And I really like the color story in it. It's just a nice warm toned palette. So once we have that lower in the crease, I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of the first shade just to help blend it out and blend the two together. And I think that is looking pretty nice. Alright, now I want to take Picnic Date, which is the darkest matte in this palette. And I'm going to be focusing this more in the outer portion of the crease. And then once there is less product on my brush, I will bring it in slightly. But I want just a good amount of depth right in this outer portion. And then once again, going right in with the previous brush, just to help blend. And the shade does seem pretty nice. I have found with these palettes that sometimes the darkest matte shades don't show up as deep as they look in the pan, but this one does seem to be pretty good. Alright, next I want to take one of a kind right here. And I'm going to start with this just on a dry brush and start packing this onto my lid. And this does pick up a good amount of shimmer, which is nice. It looks like a nice reflective shade even with a dry brush, which I do enjoy. And I'm just bringing this across the entire lid and just trying to pack it down evenly. And once we have that packed down, I'm just going to go in with my blending brush with no additional product, but just run this through the crease just to clean up the look a little bit and make sure if some of the shimmer got into the crease that it gets wiped away a little. The shade is so pretty. Alright, then for the inner corner, I want to try this shade right here, and this is called Everlasting. And I'm just taking this on a little brush, just popping it right in the inner corner. Not sure the shade is going to be light enough, but I did want to see how it looks. I think I might go over it with a lighter shade, but before I do that, I want to quickly do the lower lash line. So I'm going to just take the shades that I took in the crease and just work them on the lower lash line. So I started with Picnic Date, now with Ravishing, and then I will go in with Pretty in Pink to blend everything out. Like so. Then I'm going to take the shade Darling, and I'm going to pop this right over the inner corner. Just a little bit. Not sure that's brightening too much, but I like what it looks like. So this will do it for the look. I am going to go add some mascara and I will be right back. Alright, so here is the completed second look. And I did use my Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extension Mascara. I love how this look turned out. I think the shimmer that is on the lid is super pretty and super impactful. I'm really happy with it. And I'm just loving this palette. I think it is so fun, and even though it is a very warm tone palette, I feel like there is still a lot that you can do with it. And these are just two of the options, and I had so much fun creating both of these looks. Let me know down below which look you like better, what your thoughts are on this palette and what else you would like to see from me in the future. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. And with that, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!